Hey guys, it's Richard from Grafting Dragon Fruits, and welcome back to another episode with how to grow dragon fruit from cutting to fruit. So if you guys remember in the last episode, I told you guys to trust the process and crop the top. And if you guys have not seen that episode yet, go ahead and go back to the beginning of the series and watch every single one. And if you guys haven't seen the most recent one, check that out because we're going to be talking about what we did with the last one compared to today. So here is the trellis that we have been growing since we were cutting. A lot has been progressing and I'm super happy with the results. They are starting to kind of umbrella out now, and at this stage there is not much for you guys to do. All of the hard work was done in the beginning. We just got to make sure we are continuing to maintain the dragon fruit so that way the energy is focused onto the shoots that matters, and then when it comes to season you guys will get shoots sooner than later. So that is the goal, is to try to get fruits as fast as we can, and we don't want to waste our season because dragon fruit season is very short. We get it from spring to the end of fall, and after the winter time comes they just hibernate and do nothing. So while they are awake we want to try to stimulate as much as we can from them. All right, so the new growth has been growing like crazy ever since we cropped the top. So if you guys get close to all of these branches that are starting to come out now, so what we did last episode was we cropped the top, and what we did was we just cut the shoots that was about 4 to 6 inches higher than the canopy, and we left about 1 to 2 inch on top of the canopy. And what that did was it exploded all of these new branches, and you're probably like super excited, like, oh my god, what's happening to my dragon fruit? Why is there so much going on? And it's okay, calm down. We're just gonna need to remove these shoots, and I'm gonna help you guys confidently choose which one, understand how to build that canopy, that umbrella canopy that I have on all of my dragon fruit, and how to train the branches to look the way you want it, so it's really nice, clean, beautiful, and when people see your dragon fruit they're just like, wow, that is very beautiful plant. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. First, the rule of thumb is always start at the lowest of the base. So we want to remove anything that is lower growth that is growing down here, because it doesn't matter down here. They don't get as much sun as all of the shoots on top, so they won't grow as robust or as long or produce you fruits, you know? So they're just energy suckers is what I call them, and we've got to remove those right away. So I'm checking, this is the Isis yellow, nothing here. We're at Sour Patch Kids, nothing here. But then when we get to Golden Tie, there is 3 new shoots. So depending on you, you can take your finger, you just, you know, bloop, bloop it right off, bloop, and that's it. So I want to remove this out of the pot. Sometimes these can propagate roots and actually grow in there. And sometimes I forget and I leave them in there and they start to grow again. And I'm like, oh no. And I pull on it and there's a root growing. That's how resilient dragon fruit are, you guys. You can try to get rid of them, but they always find their way back to you. All right, so I'm checking the base, nothing else on the golden tie, and the white sapphire looks good as well. So now we're gonna just slowly make our way to the top. So let's do this Isis yellow here. If you guys look, we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 new offshoots. Ever since we cropped the top, we have 12 new shoots. We do not need that many. If you guys follow along, I always tell you guys need 1 main branch. So that means 1 main branch from the root stock going all the way to the top. And once you get to the top, you want at least 4 to 5 sub branches. So now we're gonna choose 5 sub branches from our main branch to see which one best fits our scenario here, and to create that canopy that's not gonna crowd over each other. So when they grow, it's gonna look really nice and just hang clear of other branches and not overlapping. So let's start with the smallest branches. So my goal is to get these branches to eventually canopy this way because it's the closest on this side, and we have white sapphire already canopying her branches over on this side. So I'm gonna focus on all of the branches here to go down this way. This one, it looks like it's already starting to die off. So look, it's kind of yellow on the tip. I'm now feeling it, it's very weak. So already for sure, I know this one's gonna go. And look at how easy that one fell off. It just kind of, you know, went right off when I cut it. We're gonna take off the lower branch. So here's one. I like to keep branches that are above this top part of the canopy, at least right here. So that way, when the branches are growing, they can actually come and climb right over instead of try to make more growth to get to the top and then eventually fall over. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this branch right here. Okay. This one is the smallest branch. So I'm probably going to, you know what, let's leave that at the end just to see, because I do want something to grow this way. There is a smaller branch right here that is starting to come out, very tiny. So I can use my finger to just plop that right off. And we have another lower branch right here. So I'm gonna, even though it's a big branch, it doesn't make the requirement to pass this yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. So we have how many branches now? Oh my gosh, so many more on this side. So white sapphire is already right here, and they're gonna be colliding with each other if I leave these branches. So I know that I won't be needing any branches on this side because I want everything to grow this way. So here I go. We're gonna cut this off. So if you guys check out, these snails have been coming and already trying to ruin all of these shoots here. And that is why I leave so many extra over, because new shoots, snails, slugs, caterpillar, they love to eat at the tip and the growth of it. And if you guys ever go out after a night and you guys see everything look good, and then you see your plant the next morning and the tip has turned brown or something has ate and there's a hole in it, those are slugs, caterpillars, or snails going at your new growth. So I leave extra to kind of just bait them to kind of see where they will go. Let them eat at those, so then if I have extra ones over there, they're not harmed, and then those ones can be the good ones that grow. So these are kind of like little baits for them. You see they eat at right here? These are clear signs of snails, slugs, or caterpillars eating. They will scab up like that. Here is another example of them just eating at the new growth, you guys. You see that? That's, you know, the work of insects just going at the new growth. So my plan worked. They ate at the ones that I didn't really care about, the lower growth, so all the top ones are surviving. But let's go ahead and keep on removing the growth. Okay, so we're gonna remove this one, and this one, because it's just not gonna, I don't want it to grow that way. So here we go, another one, and another one. So if I've removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this 5 is probably what I'm gonna keep and just see. So my goal is to get this one, and this one to grow this way, and eventually canopy this way. This one to grow this way, so we have one in the front. And this one, I'm just gonna leave because I want it to possibly grow up. And I'm gonna show you guys how I train branches to go a certain way that I want on the next episode once this starts to get bigger. But for now, we're just gonna get our main branches to start growing, so that way we can actually have a canopy to train down. I'm gonna put this here. Okay, so we are finished with the Isis yellow. This looks good to me. There is no other growth that I see will obstruct its way. So now let's go to white sapphire. White sapphire was one that got tipped by an insect. So a caterpillar came and ate the tip, and that was okay because it already reached the top, so I wasn't too worried. And these 3 branches were grown after that fact, and now after I used the Flora Nova Grow, all of these branches grew, and also white sapphire has new branches growing as well. So if we take a look, white sapphire has this branch here that a snail already ate. Someone cut it off. Look right there. This is what they do, you guys. They eat the tip and they just leave that, and you guys are stuck with a little dwarf node. This one below the canopy, so we know we're gonna need to remove that, so go ahead and take that off. We have 1, 2, 3 main branches that are huge already. So we only need about 2 more main branches to complete the white sapphire to canopy. So this one right here below being blocked, taking it off. This one right here, also lower, we're gonna take that off. And we're probably gonna take this one off right here. And then this one is way too tiny, also don't need because lower. So now we have these 2 right here, 1, 2, which is perfect. I already have 3 sub branches from white sapphire that's growing this way. So I already know something's going this way. So these 2 here are gonna grow straight up, and I can either train it to go this way or the other one to go this way, so that way we have a complete left side for the canopy. All right, we are on now to let's do Sour Patch Kids. Remember on the last episode, I showed you guys Sour Patch Kids barely passed the trellis, and the growth was very young and small. And even though it wasn't as big as these, I told you guys it's still okay to tip the top. And look at what happened. We got very similar results from doing that. Even though this one was like 6 inches above and we chopped like 4 inches of it off, all these new branches came. And same with Sour Patch Kids. We had maybe like 1 inch of growth that we only took half an inch of off the top, and all these branches started to grow. All right, so now I'm gonna choose 5 sub branches and then let that grow. So let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is very easy. I don't have much to remove, probably just 1 or 2. And this one has already been eaten by a snail. As you guys can see, it's missing like almost half of its tip right there. So definitely need to remove this because it's not gonna really do much. It's just gonna try to grow, but not much is gonna happen. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I'm gonna remove this one here because I don't want anything growing this way because I already have the Thai gold here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one. And that's it. Now we have 5 sub branches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Okay, so this one is good. We're gonna let it grow now, let these branches get big, and then when they get big, we're gonna also train them down. And now we are on our last cutting to prune. This one is the Thai gold. And look at all of these new growths. So you guys, by now, you should know which growths to take. So we're gonna start with the lowest one. Here's that, off. We're gonna save about 4 to 5 only. But first, we're gonna clean all this up. And I'm gonna leave that one just because it's pretty big. See if I can have use for it. Now I'm gonna go back to count how many branches I have left. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is a lot of branches. Okay, so let's try to imagine this one growing this way. So what branches are we gonna need? So we're gonna leave this one, 1, 2. We're gonna leave this one just because it's so big, 3, 4, and 5. So I have my 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are the highest on the canopy. So we're gonna go ahead now. I'm good with removing this one and this one and this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? This one is really big. So I'm gonna keep that one and remove this one because I already have one right here that's gonna grow towards the middle. So that's it. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's all we need. 4 to 5 sub branches from our main branch, and everything looks good. We're just gonna go ahead now, visually inspect and make sure you guys did not miss anything else. That sometimes happens to me, guys. I'm out here snipping, and then I come back out, my scissors are away, and I see another growth. So make sure you guys just look at everything, get your 4 to 5 main sub branches from your main branches, and then once they get bigger, I'm gonna show you guys how to train these branches. Just a real quick little tip for you guys, just in case you guys are already at this stage. I use fishing weight and fishing wire, and sometimes I even use garden tape and just tie it down. But it's kind of like giving your dragon fruit a workout. You know, as they get thicker and they don't want to bend, I just add more weights. So here's one that is just growing straight out, but I want it to go straight down, right? What I do is just loop this on. Put it on just like that. And the weight will now start to hang it down. And eventually it'll get heavy from the branch being so thick itself that it'll fall and then start canopying like this, you guys. Quick tip, I'll show you guys more on the next episode, of course. And now we just gotta check our soil to see if we need to water. And the last episode, you guys, I already fertilized with Florinova Grow, and that was how I got so much of this new growth that popped up. Florinova Grow works like magic, you guys. If you guys haven't tried that yet, check it out because it's a 1-part nutrient that you just mix with water and put it in, and you guys literally will see progress the very next day to 3 days. Okay. Since I have already watered 2 days ago, so it was pretty recent, I'm I'm just gonna check my soil. Visually, I see that the top soil is already still moist. So I know from just that it doesn't need water. But if you're still unsure, you just dig. And as you can see, still very moist. And then you just take the soil, you hold it. It's still holding into a clump like that. So you know you don't need to water. So since I already watered last watering with fertilizer, I will switch off to just regular water. So the routine for me to fertilize this is I just watch them, you guys. Once you see the growth start slowing down, I will use another dose of fertilizer. So it could be from anywhere from 5 to 7 days. It could be from 7 to 10 days, but you just make sure you're watering accordingly and in between each fertilizer. So water, just regular water for one cycle. And if you know you already watered, you can go back to the Florinova Grow to fertilize again, because all of the nutrients will be washed from regular water and then will needs to be reapplied. So just pay attention to the plants, guys. I know you guys are going out here every day checking to see new growth, but you can also tell when the growth starts to slow down. That's a big indicator you can start using Florinova Grow again. But if everything's still growing fine with regular water, growth is going fast, new shoots are coming out, Florinova Grow is probably not needed, so regular water is fine. But if you notice that it starts to slow down, go ahead and start using it. So that is the tips for today. I hope you guys found everything helpful. We don't need to water today because it's so moist in here still. So next episode, we're probably gonna be training the branches as they get bigger. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next episode so we can follow along and do some more. All right, if you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. If you guys have any question, go ahead and leave in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you guys want to see more grafting and dragon fruit videos of mine, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that way you guys won't miss a single thing. Have a wonderful day now. Bye, guys.